Alright, let's keep playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. The second part of the second day of the investigation. So what's going on? Did Maya get possessed? Is Maya the one who killed Misty? And is that why Iris locked Maya in here? Because she's possessed? February 9, Inner Temple Training Hall. Right! Is this what Godot was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. I only know how to put them on, I don't know how to take them off. It's not possible for me. What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger! Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you're one to talk with your face all green. Alright dude, chill. Chill, alright. Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous! Ah! There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest! That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth! He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. Oh, you're one to talk, Francisca. You're one to talk. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. You just said it hinders you. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris? No, not at all. Can't I open the locks? Why do I not get the option to examine the locks? This door. When I was here earlier, there was only one lock, but now there's 5 of them. Those chains, it's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cabin. I've never seen locks quite like these before. I have. I've seen locks and chains just like these before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psyche lock. I wonder if these locks are guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cabin. Oh, I can look at these again? Oh, it's a new part, so okay, we can look at these again. Misty Faye, Gravy. Alright, so that's the same as before. Antique Dresser. Why did you make a run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried, I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law, at least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred cavern was alright, but... But what? Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door and... Who in the world would do something like this? Probably pearls. These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Curain tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks. I don't think it's that simple, Francisca von Karma. Full name. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them. What does that mean? It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one. Yes, that's correct. Well, open it then. What? Iris, try to think please, isn't there any way around this? Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But it would take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess. A whole day! Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can. We've got to wait another day. Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. Or, you know, just get some bolt cutters. What's wrong with you people? They're just chains. You can get a metal cutter. get a blowtorch. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the inner temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the inner temple. It's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Where's your evil twin? Ah, here we go again. Why are there so many locks in this game? I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Alright, so I'm assuming we can't do that yet. February 9, Inner Temple Gates. I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. Are you? I feel like we're getting nowhere. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth Gumshoe, and Pearls. I don't think there's anything new here. Incinerator, snow, it's open. Don't know what's inside. Alright, nothing's here. February 9, Inner Temple, Garden. The cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth! Ah! Hey! Don't you dare run away! What do you want, Wright? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Okay. I'm laughing. Edgeworth, I'm laughing. Alright? Alright, good. Go on, laugh away! I am laughing! I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible! Alright, well... Can we just leave this in the snow? It belonged to the victim, we're sure of that now. It's going in the evidence room once the investigation is over, so hands off, right? You don't need to tell me that. Well, our dear friend Larry just tried to steal it when no one was looking. He probably just wanted something to remember his esteemed teacher by. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime, that's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect Maya, do you? I mean... we have to treat everyone as a suspect, Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes. You don't have to bring it up. No, though thankfully my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen, and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. No, it was because of the person who shot your father. I mean, the earthquake didn't kill your father, the guy who shot him did. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now, and that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there! But it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake, and not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. She went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file. Yes, I checked over every case I've ever worked on. And I was right! I had seen her face before 6 years ago. 6 years ago. It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple, and neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Bro, the murder took place on this bridge. We are like right next to the bridge where that murder took place, Edgeworth. How is it unrelated? Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. I believe you are overconfident. You're wrong, Edgeworth! She's totally related to this case! I need to fill Edgeworth in! I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew! Okay. I need to fill him in on blah 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 blah. Alright. What am I? What am I? Wait, back. Profiles. What am I filling him in on? Apparently Iris was taken in by the sisters here at the temple when she was a child. However, we still don't know much about her past, so we're looking into it. That reminds me, Edgeworth went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look up some stuff on her. I should ask him what he's found. Wait, you did ask him what he's found. Mia? One of the biggest names in the world of law, as I'm sure you agree. For better or for worse, we were only destined to meet once in the courtroom. I know, I read all about it. It was the first time for the both of us, two novices head to head. I can still remember how downhearted I felt after that trial ended the way it did. I wonder if Mia felt the same way too. Alright, so... apparently I'm not asking him about Iris? What? The game just said I need to present something. I need to tell him what I know about Iris. But how do I get that out? Who do I get it out of? February 9, Dusky Bridge. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. I'm sure it gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. February 9, Heavenly Hall. Oh, Mr. Nick! What are you doing here? Pearls! What are you doing here? That's what I said. Nothing. What about Mr. Maya? Is she alright? This locks. Well, we don't know yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry, this is the loser's shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we found comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Larice did a picture of me. Ew. That's, great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way! I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl, you don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya. The loser's shack. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? Ha! I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl, two losers cooking potato together. Forevermore. First of all, she's 9. What am I going to do with him? Alright then. What do you think about this picture, Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing. You can't draw? See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know. It's tough getting the flames to look like that? No, it's not. It's just like yellow and red. It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it! It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night. But Mr. Larice... Not you too! Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase, I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with that look of doubt on your face? I mean... maybe she got like catapulted over the ravine. Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick. I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Yeah, where were you? Where were you? And what exactly were you doing when it all happened? I was just Well, I'm just a kid, you know. That's not an excuse. What kind of excuse is that? You're just a kid? I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Mr. Nick? Yes, it does. Where did you go? Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. Were you channeling someone? On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Stoneham's room reading a book together. But Miss Stoneham was murdered and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. Oh god. I've been a bad girl. Ew. That's why I'm being punished. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power. It has disappeared. What? What? Her powers have disappeared? What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps. Ah. Wow. Way to go, Nick, you made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Wow. Just as I thought, I'm going to have to break her psyche locks to get the truth out of her. Ah, who did you try to channel? I mean, why didn't you just like channel Mia so she can have a chat with her mom before she died? Alright, so I'm assuming I don't have what it takes to unlock her either. Let's move around a bit more. February 9, Hazakura Temple main gate. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type? First of all, she's a nun. Second of all, why? February 9, Hazakura Temple, main hall. Wow, what's the damage? How is the sacred cavern? Oh, she doesn't know. It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those locks are those of the Curain tradition. I mean, which is like you, Iris, Maya, Pearl, Misty, and anyone else you could channel, Mia? There's like 7 people who could do it. What do you mean, how? There's like 7 people who could do it. We have Iris at the Sacred Cavern, trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh, yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Curain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faith suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago, when Mystic Elise, no, I mean Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Curain tradition's main family line." Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've killed Mia. And they've killed you. Who killed Mia? No, Mia's unrelated. I am here to put a stop to them. Someone was trying to destroy the main family line. There's only one heir to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new master of Curain, and her daughters the main family. All other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. But why? What do you have to gain? You control the Curain technique now. Okay, cool. How's that useful? How's that profitable? Is the power of the master worth this much bloodshed? Yeah, exactly. Is it? You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Master case, and during Maggie Bird's trial too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I needed her the most. Why can't you just let her rest? Why do you have to rely on her all the time? She's already dead, you know. The Curain technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there behind every important leader. Really? Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you to be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Haha! You're very direct, aren't you? I guess you're not that poor. People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident. Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. The DL6 incident. I knew it! The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world has ever seen the Curain tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Curain village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth! Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we are finally making a comeback. Oh, are you making money again? The Curain tradition is starting to recover at last, but with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? No. The spiritual power of the Curain channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the woman in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. but with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right, and it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too, an older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course, she became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother, and lost her life as a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mum and her aunt. That's right, Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master's seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Man, this is so much backstory. Morgan, there's a name I know well. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Kurain Village. What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is... Mystic Morgan's daughter. Wait. What about Pearl? Iris is what? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oops, I thought you already knew. Oops. It sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest! That child, she's Mystic Morgan's? I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes, ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Wait, what? 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. Damn it, there is an evil twin. Of course there's an evil twin. Unbelievable. What? Twin sister? Hey, Phoenix. They're twins. Alright, I'm not gonna... Let me keep this PG. Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Kurain's reputation hit an all-time low, when Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master. He left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him. What an asshole. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. In the end he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up to be looked after by us here at the temple. And the other one became a murdering psychopath? That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable! If Iris has a twin sister... Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had two older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls. It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. What? So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. What's her name again? I keep forgetting her name. It's just not very memorable, is it? Yeah, no, I forgot. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info!